Again, that's our answer. That's our answer to the women's monthly challenges. Did you know that on average a woman uses 16,000 sanitary napkins, and that's in her lifetime? And if she's a user of tampons, 100,000 tampons. And there are the third world countries and other worlds where the girls can't get to the bathroom. She may not even have a product if she do get to a bathroom to change. Then there's not a clean place to change. You know, I have to say, even being in the military, when you go to the field, then you've been digging around in the dirt. You've been up under a truck with grease and oil all over your hand, and no telling what else you've been touching. And you have to go to a porta john, if there is one available, or the nearest outhouse, if there's one available, and find a place to change your sanitary napkins. So this is a serious campaign, and it is a heartfelt campaign. And again, we offer a solution to this awareness problem and this awareness campaign, and that is our flagship product, which is the Cherish Premium Sanitary Napkin. And what I'd like to do right now is demonstrate to you what makes this product so special. You see, a woman, or girl or woman, will do anything at that time of the month to stay dry and comfortable. She wants to be clean, she wants to be dry, and she wants to be comfortable. So what we have, and what I'm going to do here, is bring out 2 sanitary napkins, and I'll just call this brand X. We go to the stores, we may send our husband to the store, we may go to the store, and we may purchase something like this. This is the thickest pad on the market. So, not that it is the thickest pad on the market, but compared to our Cherish brand, it's pretty thick. And we purchase them because we're trying to stay dry and comfortable. We want absorbency, we want dry, we want comfort. So here, this is already open, and I won't go into a presentation about the product, but we're just simply talking about dry and comfort. We're talking about dry and comfort. We're not comparing who's better than what. So I'm just going to open this one and place it here. I just called it brand X, and it looks thick enough to keep me dry and comfortable. So I'm going to get this product, and I'm going to take it home, or husband is going to go purchase it for me, or significant other's going to go purchase it for me. Say, what kind do I get? Oh, just get the thickest one, or get the 8 to 10 hour pad, because it's the most absorbent. So we go to the store and we get our pads and we bring them home and we wear them, not knowing the health issues that they're causing. And then we have our Cherish Premium Sanitary Napkin, which is a thinner napkin, you notice. We're going to lay it side by side. And again, for sake of time, and we're talking about women's hygiene and women's health. We're just going to take those 2 pads, and then I'm going to get some water to simulate the woman's flow. Now, according to a third-party website, a woman flows 50 milliliters on average per cycle, per day. So,
Per day or per cycle?
per day. Per day. I have to look that up to double check it. I'll look it up to double check it, or if you have your device, research it for me and let us know. Because that's what it's about too, validating. So if I say something sounds strange, look it up, validate it, find out for yourself. And that's part of our issue too. You know, we've been trusting that these products have been the best thing for us, but now we're learning to do our research. So I'll take 50 milliliters and I'm going to pour it on the first pad. And then I'm going to take another 50 milliliters and pour it on the Cherish pad. And I'm glad to see a man in the audience tonight. Dr. Matunda, welcome. And I would love for you, sir, if you don't mind, if you would come up for us. Yes, sir. Come on up. Come on up. Come on up. Because a lot of men, the reason I'm asking you to come up here is because a lot of men don't realize what a woman goes through every month. So what I'm going to ask you to do is just press down on this pad. Now the pad I poured water on it, and this is to simulate the woman's skin, her most sensitive part, next to this pad. So just take your hand and press down. Just press down. Okay, and what do we get? We get wet. Okay? Now, as time goes on, the more the woman flows, we're getting wet. And we're staying wet all day. Now press down on the Cherish pad. And what do we have? What do you see? Would you say that a little louder?
Dry.
Dry. Okay. So if you were a woman, what would you prefer all day? The one on my left or the one on my right? Would you prefer dry or would you prefer wet all day? What would you prefer?
I think I would prefer to dry for my lady.
There you go. Let's give him a hand. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, yes, and that's what we offer. We offer dry and comfort because, like I said, this is a serious matter. You know, girls go to school. They do whatever they can to stay dry. You see girls walking with a jacket tied around their waist. I've done it, been there, done that. And the first thing you think is what? Oh, she's had an accident. Some girls in some countries can't even stay in school if it is discovered that they're on their cycle. Some girls can't even, they're disowned once it's discovered that they're on their cycle. Some are bullied. Today you read articles about girls being bullied because they're on their cycle. But we're here to change all of that. We're here to educate the public, educate our men, educate our women, educate our girls, and bring fabulous back to the flow. And at this point, I would like to invite Miss Shupni Robertson, who is a Cherish woman, and she's going to present her testimony, her experience with the Cherish Premium Sanitary Napkin. Thank you.
I just bought some since I've been here. I actually just been using Cherish for a month. Again, my name is Stephanie Roberson. Thank you for the lovely presentation, the food, and the introduction. But yeah, I've been using the Cherish pads for probably, just like I said, one cycle. And I noticed a tremendous difference right away. For me in particular, you know, I started a healthy lifestyle at the beginning of the year. I started drinking ionized water. And so one of the things that really caught my attention was the fact that this was had negative ions, which is a part of my whole regimen now. And I had already noticed that my cycle was a little bit shorter already by 2 days just over the past few months, and I wasn't, you know, things were seeming to be getting better. But when I started using these, you know, my cycle was, it was already down to about 5 days, but when I started with the Cherish pads, it went down to 3 days, which was very, very good. And one of the things that I guess is very important to me is feeling dry. I use, I guess, brand X pads, and they are known for keeping you dry. And so that was like my first thing, like, oh my God, you know, I want to try these pads because, you know, obviously, you know, I heard that they're really good. It's something that I heard back in 2000, at the end of 2016 going into 2017, I came across these. But I didn't have anybody, a distributor. And so at a vending event about a month ago, I met Miss Rena, and she was right beside us. And so we were kind of on the same wavelength as far as our products, and I was like, well, I have got to try them. And right away, you know, I noticed how dry I was. I mean, this is obviously the room where this type of information is appropriate. So the second thing I noticed was just there was no odor. Not that, I mean, we all like to think that we don't deal with odor, but it's, you know, natural, especially when we're dealing with our cycles, that we have something that's just not as pleasant as other times. And so, especially if you end up in a situation where, you know, you can't change your pad out readily, which this is like known for the longevity, I guess, of time span that you can use or wear this pad. And so, you know, since I was doing it on the weekend and I'm all into science, I always like to try things. So I didn't go the whole day like they said, but I did go an extended period of time just to see if I would, you know, have any experience with odor, which it was phenomenal, because it's almost weird that you don't, you know, have any odor at all, nothing. So that was phenomenal, in addition to feeling very dry.
Are they scented? They're not scented.
No.
Okay,
No, the only thing this has in it, number one, is very soft. Like on my pad that I have, it is a soft pad, but it still has a plasticky feeling to it. With this pad, it feels like cotton, you know what I mean, against my skin, and it's really, really soft. So I thought that immediately, I didn't even see the presentation. One night, actually, Miss Rena was at my house, and that's when she actually showed me how dry it is. And I was showing everybody, I'm like, feel it. I left it on my counter for like a few days. Like, feel this pad, girl, feel it, you know. Because, you know, I get really excited when I find products that I feel like are gonna help us, you know, internally. And I like things that are natural, and I like things that are, you know, hypoallergenic and, you know, organic, and, you know, so whenever you hear those things, they're buzzwords, but then to actually use the product and to say what it's gonna do is a whole totally different thing. And so I'm very, very grateful for Cherish. I really need to get on my ordering online, but I love it, you know, and I don't wanna be without it, because number one, at first I was like, well, this is a small pack, you know, but at the end of the day, like, I spent $10 last month, which is maybe a little bit different from what I would usually spend. I might spend $10 over the span of 2 months, but I bought 2 packs, and I didn't finish. It's only 8 pads in here, and I think it might be 10 pads in the ones with the daytime use.
Right.
Out of all the pads, I literally only used like 9 or 10. You know what I'm saying, for the whole, you know. And honestly, I feel like I was almost excessively, because I'm so used to being on the natural pad regimen,
Right.
I feel like I was excessively changing pads, except for the one time that I, you know, was like, well, let me just, you know, sit on it, for lack of better words. But I felt like I was excessively changing. I feel like I didn't even really need to, but because I'm so regimented, I did. So I actually felt like I probably used more than I really had to. And I literally probably, like I said, only used like 9 or 10. I have just because I'm regimented, you know, you have this idea, you know what you know. I don't think I will run out of pads with what I have, but because, you know, I'm trained in a certain way, I'm like, I got to have, you know, make sure I have enough and have more than enough. But with these, it's odd, you know, they're really an odd sensation. I love it. So I'm down, and I'm not even the type of person that really likes pads, but because what's more important to me is being natural and not always convenience, you know, so I'm willing. And because of how comfortable they made me during the time, and I didn't use any tampons, I made sure that I only used the pad because I like to I wanted to see if what they were saying was right or what they were saying was true, so I exclusively used the pad, and I was blown away. I was blown away.
Wow.
Wow.
Thank you, Ms. Robertson, for that phenomenal testimony. Wow. Let's give it up. Thank you. Now, there's one other person in the audience that we'd like to see if she's willing to give a testimony.
Mary, would you like to give one?
I'm enjoying my pants. I enjoy it.
Tell them which one you used.
The daytime.
What do you like about it the most?
I can't tell it's there. Hallelujah.
And I must say that I'm also a Cherish user. I mean, it's my product. And even though I'm not on my cycle anymore, I'm a preschool teacher and a bus driver. And I take pleasure in being dry and comfortable all day. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So I'd like to now open up the floor. I have a few questions for Ms. Douglas. And would you like to drag a seat up and get on the hot seat and answer a few questions for us? Okay. Yes. First, I'd like to ask, how were you introduced to the Now We Know campaign?
We have a long-term friend, we went to college together, and she just showed me about this video. She said she had something she really wanted to show me. She's always trying business adventures, and this is her latest thing. And she was just telling me how amazing it was, and when I saw the video, you know, I said that I liked it and everything, and she said, well, you know, I asked her how much it was and everything, but, you know, so I just really thought that it was a good thing because it could help girls and women, you know, so they wouldn't have to no longer have to deal with the harmful effects of what's currently on the market. It's something that was more natural and comfortable for them.
Tell me, what has been the one thing that has impacted you personally in terms of hearing and seeing the stories surrounding the Now We Know campaign?
Okay, just the excruciating pain that a lot of women have to go through. Like she was talking about how girls can't go to school, women can't go to work, or they have to call out because they're just in such excruciating pain. The periods are heavy, and sometimes they have to deal with a lot of leakage. And with our pads, they're more absorbent, so much more absorbent. So that's one of the things that I think has really struck me. And they no longer have to deal with this because we have a solution with our Cherish.
Very good. Why do you think the Now We Know campaign has attracted so many men?
Because the men, a lot of times, they just were kind of shunned away. Like, you know, they don't want to go to the store, they don't buy the pads, they don't want to deal with anything having to do with the cycle during that time of the month. And they were, you know, the mom or whatever was irritable, then they would just kind of shy away, maybe go somewhere for a little while and come back. And I just think that, repeat the last question, begin, so I can answer.
Why has the Now We Know campaign
Oh, okay.
attracted so much support from men?
Okay, because the men didn't know, and now they know by listening to the campaign. It's, changing women's lives, and they're more comfortable. They no longer have to deal with all the bloating and the different issues with the pain and just the odor, and just have something that's more solid, more comfortable, and better for them.
So you're saying men are happier now?
Yes.
Okay, and like Dr. McCunda mentioned earlier, that he's happy if his wife is happy, and he's sure that she's happy when she's dry and comfortable. So
No pain.
no pain,
Yes.
no pain. Excellent, excellent. Even with such a great mission, have you found someone that still has not supported it?
For the most part, people have supported it, but sometimes people are concerned because, they'll say maybe it costs a little bit more, but it's not, it's really pretty much in the price range. So sometimes they just may be a little hesitant because we're new and they haven't heard of Cherish. So I think once you, show them the video, then they can get a more better understanding of our Now We Know campaign.
So maybe you're saying they may not understand the value of what they're being presented.
Yes.
I see, very good. Okay, now in your opinion, how do you think the world accept the fact that four men are the founders of a company and a campaign that is bringing awareness to a topic that forever has been taboo?
I think they're just kind of astonished, kind of a little bit blown away. But I think once they see the magnitude of our campaign and how it's really changing lives, women's lives and girls' lives across the world, they no longer have to be in pain, have to suffer, that they'll start to come more on board with our campaign as they begin to get involved and understand it.
And I have one more question for you. What difference do you see that the Now We Know campaign is making in this community?
I just think that women are just happy. A lot of them, they'll say, you mean I no longer have to worry about leakage, I no longer have to, double my undergarments, or I no longer just have to just stay home at work. There's something that can help me, get through that cycle time of the month, and I don't have to deal with the odor. I don't have to worry about wearing white pants and things like that, all those kind of things during that time of the month.
And so you have it. Thank you. Thank you very much. And very good.
Did all right, baby.
You did all right in the hot
All
seat.
right,
Thank you. Thank you.
I got that answer for you, and it's 50 milliliters for the duration for the entire cycle. And that's interesting because that's only a little bit, but I guess with the method that exit, it just looks like it's a lot more than what it really is.
So what we're demonstrating is the equivalent of a week's worth, or an average flow, and we said it may be more or less for some women, more or less.
It ranges, they said, from about 30 milliliters to 80 milliliters on a really heavy scale.
But to realize that you have a product that absorbs that much and leave you dry, is phenomenal.
Yes.
Right.
So, again, I'd like to thank you for coming out tonight, and please get back with the person that invited you tonight. If you're interested, I'd like to invite you to contact me for a focus group. for Monday. No, that's today.
mean-
Today is
you mean
Monday.
Tuesday.
Tomorrow, tomorrow, I'm sorry, there we go. Tomorrow at 6:30. The location still to be announced, but, if you have someone you want to share this information with, and I know there are lots of people that need to get this information. We've got to get this information out. We've got to get it to our girls. We've got to get it to our women. We have got to get it to our men. We've got to get it to our churches so that the churches can heal their congregation and their new congregation. We've got to contact everyone and get this word out. So I invite you, you may contact the person that invited you. You can contact me at 910-574-6153. Myself or Ms. Douglas, and we'd be happy to come out and speak to your group and share this vital information with them. And again, we value your time. We appreciate you coming out tonight. We thank you so much, and thank you and good night.
Thank you.